As we go on today, you'll hear me refer a number of things from the past. I want to make it very clear this is not about living in the past, but there were certain things that we learned from the 80s and 90s that I think are necessary things to apply in order to see an effective campus ministry, and I'll define what that is as we go forward as well. As I've re-engaged over these last few months, the little catch cry, if you like, that I've had in my heart has been same values, fresh shape, next generation. Same values, there are things that we can learn from, not only from Students for Christ times, but from successful campus ministries around the world. There are things that we can learn, values that we can lay hold of, that in any generation, if those values are applied, will produce an effective, vibrant campus ministry. So we want to understand what those values are, but understand also that the university community changes from generation to generation. For example, when Paul and I were studying, every university right across the country had a common lunch hour. That, if it exists at all, barely exists today. There may even have been a greater sense of university community back in the 80s and 90s. I think today a student's approach to university is much more, not necessarily transient, but much more commercial in a sense. So much else is going on in life. University isn't the only thing. You know, you drop in for your lectures, you leave afterwards, you try and compact everything, all of your subjects and so on, into as fewer days as possible, so you're off campus as many days as possible. I think that would probably be another change between the 80s and 90s and now, and there may well be numerous other differences between the campus community and the campus environment and the campus culture. So to apply the values that will ensure effective, vibrant campus ministry, we can't necessarily apply the shape of the past. There may be new strategies, new ways of outworking the values that will produce an effective campus ministry. Does that make sense? And next generation. Anything I refer to from the past is said in the context of seeing a next generation of students rise up and be thrust into leadership of our society, leadership of the church, leadership in world mission, and to produce a prophetic voice to the nation from those that tomorrow's leaders are on the campuses today. And if we can understand the importance of that to God's heart and to strategy for the church in Australia and around the world, we're a long way to understanding why we actually engage in campus ministry. So that's the catch cry. Same values, fresh shape, but it's all about next generation. It's about moving forward. So any backward statement I make, anything referring to the past, is all about us learning something to launch into the future and see a next generation rise up, shape something that works today, but is applying tried and proven values.